I equate respect with banking. Do you guys have a banking account? Do you have a bank? All right. How do you know when you're out of money?
How do you know?
How do you know? How do you know you're out of money?
When your card doesn't go through.
Okay. When you're using your checking card and it doesn't go through. Okay. That's how you know. Do you keep track before then? Do you kind of know? Do you write it down? Do you have any idea before it just, you're embarrassed, oh, I don't have the money to pay for it?
Balance your checkbook.
Balance your checkbook, okay? Balance your checkbook. And you keep a balance, you keep a ledger, you know how much you have. Everybody have a banking account? Okay. So, relationships are based on the same premise. I'm going to show you in just a second. Relationships and the way relationships are oriented are based exactly the same. We make withdrawals and we make deposits. Except instead of money now, we're talking about making withdrawals and deposits based on relations with others. So, if we can get going here, which I think maybe we may be able to now. All right, how about this? Fair enough. So, like I said, Ann asked me to talk today about it, and it's all about the idea that sometimes working with people can be pretty darn difficult. You know, I came to work today and I thought, this campus has a healthy dose of respect, because I logged on to Facebook and I looked and saw what it was you guys did as SSS students to help honor Becky Duke's birthday. She had loads of birthday greetings and salutations and blah, blah, blah on Facebook. Now, how in the world does Miss Duke, who one could say she's just a secretary in the SSS department? Well, that's a pretty demeaning way to say, you know, who she is or what she is, right? Why do you think Mrs. Duke had so many birthday wishes on Facebook this morning? What was the deal? What do you think? Mama Duke. Okay, so you see her for more than just a secretary in the SSS department. When we talk about needing each other, Mrs. Duke is an example of that. For example, anybody that says we don't need each other is completely out of their mind, in my opinion. Here's why. You take that, which I call a lie, a rugged individualism, that is prevalent in the country today, that I don't need anybody else. I view it as a joke. And here's why. From the minute you're born to the minute you die, other people are actively involved in your life. For example, a set of hands pulled you from your mother's womb. Another set of hands changed your diapers, fed you, nourished you. Another set of hands taught you how to read and write. Now, in your life, another set of hands is going to grow your food, deliver your mail, collect your garbage, provide your electricity, protect your city, defend your nation, and yet another set of hands will comfort, care for you when you become sick and old. And at the end, even after you're dead, there'll be other sets of hands lower you in the ground. So to think you're in this world alone and I don't need anybody else is, no, it's not true. And as we see, you'll have access to where I get this information in today's presentation. Social capital is exactly what I wanted to talk about in terms of those relations and the banking aspect behind it. And that is, we are built on a social capitalistic society. Okay? It makes cooperation possible. I won't read all of these things to you, but they're in your notes so that you'll know what they are. Social capital basically says that we're all in this together. This lifeboat of life. That's what it means. And as a result of this, we have to maintain relational accounts. And I equate it to banking. The relationship account metaphor basically says that we work with people and we have relations with them no matter what. We can't avoid it. When we meet a person for the first time, basically have a neutral relation with them. So what we're saying is as a result, we now have a neutral relation with them. Our bank accounts are both at zero. But because we're in a relationship together, we're going to build and add to that account. For example, if we're talking about banking and how we go about it, we make deposits by being trustworthy, honest, and all the things that we attribute in positive ways. So as a result, we put deposits in other people's accounts. Why is that important? Why is it important for me to deposit in Dino's account?
Because it's an undersigned.
I don't know, like, kind of thing.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're hitting at. Why is it important for me? Barbie, why would I make deposits in your account?
Make deposits in your account.
So you're going to make deposits in my account. And not only that, what happens if I need to make a withdrawal from the account that I've created with you? Someday I may need your help, right? Someday I may need to lean on you to help me out. And it's good to have that equity, or at least have some money, as it were, in that account. And that's where we build up relations. We build them up through the banking system. So, in this social banking system, through social capital, I put money in the bank. We make withdrawals based on the bad things that we do. Or the not so good things that we do. Because we all make mistakes on things. These banking set up the system of civility. Now, civility is basically the premise that all people are going to work together to some sacrifices that we all have. They're the collective good. Civility, because we make these sacrifices to be civil, we don't simply put ourselves ahead. Okay? It's a sign of respect for our fellow citizens, marking them as fully